Good morning, sports racers from Madison, Wisconsin. Knowledge isn't just for guys. It's for kitties, too. Ow. I don't know if you can see this hair.
Hello. I don't see the hair. It's September 15th, and that means it's Riding the Fire Eagle Danger Day. Riding the Fire Eagle #1, Pope pisses a billion people off. Pope Benedict XVI, seen here riding a bicycle, has been criticized by Muslim leaders for making, quote, derogatory comments in a recent speech. In a speech about the concept of holy war, the Pope, seen here getting good at it, quoted a Byzantine emperor saying, "Show me just what Muhammad brought that was new, and there you will find things only evil and inhuman." The Vatican, seen here saying, "You the man," said that the Pope had made it clear that those weren't his words. Continuing, quote, "It is clear that the Holy Father's intention is to cultivate a position of respect and dialogue towards other religions and cultures." Respect! It was a quote. Ted Turner has been quoted as saying, "The Pope is an idiot." You're not going to get pissed at me now, are you? It was a quote. Ride the Fire Eagle #2, pump that area. Prosecutors in Chicago have dropped charges against a man who they thought referred to a small device in his backpack as a bomb. Instead, he had actually said that it was a penis pump. Something, something, something going to blow. All's well that ends swell? No. Ride the Fire Eagle #3, Ethicslicious. Ohio Representative Bob Nye becomes the first member of Congress to plead guilty to criminal charges related to dealings with the corrupt lobbyist Jack Abramoff. Nye, who's best known for his introduction of Freedom Fries, faces charges of making false statements related to gifts he received from Abramoff. For example, Nye claimed that a golf trip to Scotland that Abramoff bought him cost $3,200. It turned out, however, that the conservative advocacy group Capital Athletic Foundation had paid more than $150,000 for the trip. That's a lot of haggis. The Nye guilty plea comes at a time of concern about corruption and kickbacks in Congress. So what are they going to do about it? So when you're worried about bribes and corruption, there's two things that you can do. One is to cut off the money that's used as a bribe, and two is to cut off the actions that reward the bribe. Both the House and the Senate have been reluctant to cut off the money supply. I mean, why else would you run for Congress? They argue that they can accept the plane rides and the food and the contributions to the congressional campaigns without really being swayed on the policy side. Plus, the best kind of hookers are free hookers. So that's out, and that just leaves the mechanism by which they can kick back. The best way to reward a lobbyist that got you laid is to spend money specifically on the thing that the lobbyist was lobbying for. One way that Congress can spend money that you were pissed off sending them is in something called an appropriations bill. In these bills, agencies are given money to spend at their discretion. At your discretion usually means you decide what to do. But in Congress, discretionary often means you do what I want you to. Congress people that want to dole out a little bit of sugar can add something called earmarks to the fund specified in the bill. An earmark says that part of the fund is to be spent on a specific project determined by the congressperson, like building a highway that goes near your lobbyist's casino, or building a $220 million bridge that goes to an island with 50 people on it. Earmarks don't even have to appear in the legislation itself, often making it hard to track down who wanted that gold-plated testicle statue. So in order to deal with the earmark problem, there's two things that you could do. One is to disallow earmarks and make the funds truly discretionary as they were intended. For some reason, that idea is not getting a lot of traction in Congress. Instead, they've decided to make the process more transparent. One bill that's likely to pass is the Federal Funds Accountability and Transparency Act. That'll create a website where the public can see how federal funds are being misspent. The other rule that passed this week requires that Congress people put their name next to any earmark they designate. Transparency. Sweet, so the source of the money for corruption is still in place, and the mechanism by which bribes can be rewarded is still in place, but now it's the public's job to sift through a whole bunch of crap to keep them in line. Now that is ethics reform. Have a great weekend. This is Zefrank, thinking so you don't have to.